How's it going, Ram owners? This is Ed here with etrailer.com, and we're going to take a look at the Romik RB2 running boards for your 2025 Ram 1500 dual cab. So when you add a running board to your vehicle, what it's going to do for you is going to give you that additional step to get in and out of your truck a lot easier. And it also just, in my opinion, gives your truck a little bit more personality and style. So let's take a closer look at our running board and see what it does for our 1500. So our running board is constructed of aluminum, and you have this nice polished finish on the end. So that's going to give a little bit more style to the truck itself. And you can see with our aluminum, you actually have these 3 points right here that are rubberized to give you more traction in low traction situations like ice and snow. Your dimensions for these guys is 82 inches long, you're 6 inches wide, and this is going to give you plenty of space to get your foot on top of it to climb right in. So installation for this is pretty easy. You can just lay your parts out and get it installed pretty quickly with hand tools. So you're gonna grab a couple things and I'll show you how to get it on. So we're gonna get our installation started, and we're gonna grab a few different things to get this going pretty smooth. You're gonna need a torque wrench. You don't necessarily need one fancy like this. If you take a look at etrailer.com, we offer a little bit more less professional style torque wrenches that'll still get the job done. You're gonna need a few wrenches. Well, a couple wrenches. It would be handy to have a 15 millimeter and a 13 millimeter, as well as your ratchet wrench. And you're going to need a 13 millimeter socket, as well as a 15 millimeter socket. So now we're going to lay out all of our hardware. And the way that it works on both sides is pretty similar. You're going to have 3 points of contact underneath. And I'm just going to put together everything that I need for each one of those sections. So you're going to have both your exterior bracket and the bracket that goes against the inside body on the studs. You're gonna have 3 of your your 13 millimeter nuts that go on the studs themselves. And then you're gonna connect the lower bracket using your 15 millimeter hardware. So let's go ahead and hop underneath and get started. So the studs that you're gonna make your connection with your bracket with are right here underneath. You're gonna see that they're in different configurations depending on if they're in the front, middle, or rear. One step that you don't want to pass up on is actually cleaning the studs off using an M8 die. You're going to want to go through to get all the paint and the anti-corrosion off so you can get a real grip with the nuts on the studs themselves. Now you want to make sure that this ridge is pointing away from the vehicle itself, and you can just use 13 millimeter nuts to hand tighten along the studs. Now you don't want to actually start snugging it down too much yet, because you're going to want this maneuverability for when you're getting the running board on the brackets. Now our bracket is adjustable, and that's one of the things that's really cool about this setup. But on the 1500 Ram, you have 4 possession setups, and you can only go to the 3rd hole. So you would not be able to get that highest level on this particular setup. However, you can go 3 up. And you can take your hardware. You're going to use your 15 millimeter bolt and nut. I'm just going to put them both through to kind of stabilize it. And then we're still just hand tightening. We still want it to be nice and loose so we can position our Nerf bar a lot easier. I'm going to go do the same thing on my other brackets. So as far as our running board, you can see that we have 4 sets of hardware along the track here pre-installed. On our 2025 Ram 1500, we're only gonna need 3 of these sets. So we're gonna be able to remove the end cap and just remove a pair of the nuts and bolts with the washers. So now we're gonna just make sure we get it lined up close as possible to the location, and we're just gonna slide it on top of our brackets. And now I'm gonna get underneath and make our connections with our fasteners. Now, I know you can't see right in here, but there's 2 13 millimeter nuts that we're going to fasten down, and it's going to pull down onto the bolt that was pre-installed into our running board. So I'm going to get a little tension on here, and I'm just going to go through. I'm just going to get everything just snug, and once I get all this tightened down, then I'm going to go and tighten down my brackets. So now that we have our running board attached to our brackets, we're going to fasten down our actual bracket. So So I'm gonna grab myself a ratchet and a box wrench, and we're gonna fasten this down to get the position that we want. So I'm gonna start in the center and then just go through and just still going just snug on everything, because we're gonna go back through with our torque wrench to make sure we get the specified torque spec. All right, and now that you have everything torqued down to the recommended foot-pounds from the manual, you're completely installed. This has been a look at the installation and some of the features for your Romik aluminum running boards for your 2025 Ram 1500. I'm Ed, this is eTrailer, and you have a great day.